So we're back. In the last video, we talked a little bit about overcoming obstacles. So I'd like to take that a step further and personalize it for you. We were talking on Thursday at the class also about connecting with people and being nice to people whenever brings up opportunities. It's not just being nice to people and connect with people. People want to work with people who are passionate about something and have a plan for it. I'll give you two examples. This crazy studio that I have, I designed a large portion of it when I was 20 years old. And all sorts of things had to happen. I had to move from California to Colorado to be able to afford the type of place where I could build it. Did that at 35. Didn't have any money to build the studio until about 7 years later. I probably built the studio, I think I was about 43. And I'm still not done. There's other things that I want to do with it that I don't have the money for now that eventually I'll get done. But it was a very, that's what, a 23-year process to make this thing happen. Another passion project of mine was, I'm one of the 17 people in the world who still loves classical music. And I always wanted to create an album introducing kids and newcomers to the orchestra. Sort of like a modern Peter and the Wolf. And I wanted to do it with one of the best orchestras in the world in Grammy-winning opera and musical theater. I had this crazy idea. And I ended up making that happen. It took a long time. It happened 4 years ago. And so half of your assignment here is to either read an article in the European Business Review called The Secret Life of Crowdfunding, which is about me and this process, and which is one of my favorite articles of all time because it makes it sound like I'm some, butt-kicking CEO, which I totally am not, by the way, but I had a few good ideas to make this thing happen. But a connection of mine from college actually heard of my Kickstarter project early and followed it all the way through. And then his grad student wrote it up and it became this article. We raised a little over $50,000 on Kickstarter and raised a little more than $50,000 to get to about $115,000 to do this album off of Kickstarter. And a little secret that it doesn't say in this article is that I knew we needed about $100,000, but I knew I couldn't raise that on Kickstarter. So I only raised 50 grand, knowing that I was going to have to raise another 50 grand or I was not going to be able to do the project that I told people I was going to do. That was a big risk I took that ended up paying off because I knew that people want to contribute to a success story. So once I had a success story on Kickstarter, I had faith that I could get some donations in other ways outside of Kickstarter because this is a little secret that defines the pop music industry, which is people only want to get on board of success stories. So you have to create the mythology of a success story before you're actually a success. That's a whole other topic. But you can either read The Secret Life of Crowdfunding article, or you can see a documentary that was made on the symphony album. And just a little brief about the documentary. It was made by a 12-year-old girl. My oldest daughter, Sydney, who's now 17 and now does all the videos for Dr. Noise. She made a documentary on this. And the reason I'm wearing this shirt right here is this is a shirt you can only get at Lucasfilm. You can't buy it. It's some robot from Rogue One. I can't remember the name of the robot, even though I've seen the movie twice because I'm old. But I got this shirt because at the premiere, at the record release party in California for my symphony album, there was a woman there from Lucasfilm, and she saw this documentary that my 13-year-old kid made. And she said, I want to give you guys a tour of Lucasfilm. I got to tour Lucasfilm. We had to sign a waiver saying we wouldn't say anything, not because of Dr. Noise, because of a 13-year-old kid who made this video. If you watch the video, you'll see it's like it's made by a 13-year-old kid. It's sort of immature in some ways, but it's really good for a 13-year-old. And on the tour, the lady from Lucasfilm said, we have a shortage of women in technical positions, in special effects, in sound design and things like that. And we are doing an active campaign to get women doing this. We like what we're seeing you doing. So when you get to college, we want you to intern here. You apply, you'll get an internship. And then we want you to work here. So basically my 13-year-old daughter with a little hustle has created an opportunity for herself. And that's the kind of thing that you can do also. So I want you to either watch that video or read the crowdfunding article or both. Just give us like a paragraph on how, I want you to focus on how it was planned from the outset. Talk a little bit about the planning. And then your assignment is to take a passion project of yours in recording arts, whether it's building a studio or recording a particular song or an album or becoming a producer. And I want you to write in a few paragraphs, don't give us more than a page, how are you going to accomplish that? This is what gives people hope and inspiration. Plan your dreams. How are you going to accomplish it? What are your goals? How are you going to try to fund that? How are you going to connect with the people you need to do that work? How are you going to make it happen? Use my example of the symphony album as an example for that. And then we're going to get to working on my latest passion project, which is this environmental song, free album for kids. It may or may not go anywhere, but I'm going to do it. And I want you to do your thing too.